exciting main card matchup here on FS1. Gentlemen, what stands out to you?
I mean, once again, 20 years old, 28, 1 year as a professional, 10 years as a pro. You know, this is just how the young fighters get experience. You know, you got to fight people who have experience. They both got the same height. You know, there's a small reach advantage for Martinez, but we're looking forward to seeing what Omar has. 6-0, 4 knockouts. He said that he's gonna come in and close the show.
And I think this is gonna be a very good fight, a very good test for Juarez because of, you know, the experience that he has.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Beau Rivage Casino and Resort here in Biloxi, Mississippi for PBC Fight Night on FS1. Brought to you by TGB Promotions, sponsored by MGM Resorts and Brooklyn Boxing. We are also live on the Armed Forces Network as we thank the men and women fighting overseas, protecting our great country. We start off tonight, 8 rounds in the super lightweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this contest at ringside will be Jay Dees, Tony Roberts, and David Toronto. The referee in charge when the bell sounds is Bill Clancy. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes in wearing the red and black, weighing in officially at 139 pounds. He is a veteran of 38 professional bouts, hailing from Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, presentando Ángel, el Arcángel Martinez. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the blue trunks trimmed with the white, weighing in officially at 141 pounds. His record of perfect 1, 6 wins, 4 of those coming by way of knockout. From Brownsville, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the undefeated Omar El Relámpago Juarez.
So, Omar Juarez.
Fighter in chief second.
In action.
Aquí. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands, okay? Sus golpes. Aquí. Bueno. Debajo no. Okay? Your punches. Aquí. Bueno. Okay? Below no. Touch him up. Buena suerte.
Omar Juarez, 20 years of age. Can he impose his will upon Ángel Martinez? Juarez has the looks, he has the style, but can he pass the test tonight against Ángel Martinez? Ray Flores, Keith Thurman, Anthony Durrell, Jordan Plant, Marcos Villegas, Felix De Jesus here in Biloxi, Mississippi on the eve of the Super Bowl as we start off this quadruple header here on FS1.
Martinez is coming out using his jab. He's very confident right now.
Well, when we asked Ángel Martinez about his opponent, Omar Juarez, he says he's an undefeated fighter, he's a good fighter, but I'm ready for this.
And he has tons of experience, you know, so, you know, it's his experience that most likely justifies that feeling that he has getting into the ring tonight against this young, strong fighter.
For Omar Juarez, he will be 21 in June. He said it means so much to him to be able to get this kind of exposure fighting on national television.
Yeah, he said he loves to give back to the youth out there in Brownsville, Texas. He loves to talk to them, you know, explain to them the hard times, the struggles, everything that he's been through as a fighter throughout his boxing career. And now he's had a few appearances on TV. And he says even when he's trying to go shopping late at night, the young kids walk up to him and say, I saw you fight, I saw that knockout. And he says it just really puts a smile on his face, and he's looking forward to accomplishing greater things in his boxing career.
Well, Keith, young kids do look up to Omar Juarez down in the Bronxville area, but Juarez himself, he looks up to Mario Barrios, who's a world champion from down in San Antonio. He said that, look, they're under the same management, and also he said that Barrios has done so much for the San Antonio area, and he's someone that he sort of, you know, follows suit and trying to follow his path.
Yep, he said he gives back. He's doing a Tim Tebow Night of Shine dance. It's like a prom for, you know, special need kids, and it's just awesome that he's this young of an age and doing that.
Well, he wants to be active here in 2020. He wants 6 to 7 fights, and we will get into that in terms of what Omar Juarez is going to be doing next week with Jordan Plant in moments. But so far here in our opening round, feeling out process, but Juarez looks good.
Yeah, definitely feeling him out. You know, a little bit of a slow start. There was a nice body shot by Juarez earlier, but he's simply moving. He's simply paying attention to his opponent, you know, trying to get a nice feel for him. I expect that he'll open up most likely in the second round.
Jabbing is Omar Juarez, looking for the opening. There's a big right hand for Juarez.
10 segundos, 10 seconds.
Final moments of the first round with the prospect.
5 segundos, 5 seconds. Stopping the bell.
And that's the end of the first. Come back with round 2. Hey, join us on Twitter. Let us know which PBC welterweight deserves the next title shot. Tweet your vote to @PBC on Fox. Will it be A, Danny Garcia, B, Sean Porter, my partner to my right, Keith Thurman, or D, the man in our main event, your Dennis Ugas? And Keith, you're the lowest guy. What do you think about that from the public?
My fans most likely are just getting ready for the Super Bowl tomorrow. That's all it is. That's all it is.
I got you. Well, I think everyone is ready for the big game, but we're ready for a big night of action. Omar Juarez and Angel Martinez through one. Anthony, what did you see?
I just seen Juarez go in there and kind of do what he wanted to do, but Martinez is not backing down. Martinez is coming to fight, and like we said, we know that he's a veteran. He's been in the game 10 years.
Well, if you haven't seen Omar Juarez, aside from watching this, go back after this fight and look at the knockout that he had over Gino De La Paz back in August that we had here on FS1. A highlight reel candidate for knockout of the year in 2019.
No. Sabarese.
And the guy can hit. He's got 4 knockouts for a reason. This is an action-packed card right here, and you don't want to miss this, the whole card.
Well, and the thing is, all these guys are trying to steal the show respectively. They're young prospects, and they want to go and say, hey, look, I'm the one you should pay attention to, not these other guys.
Everybody's here to make a name. That's the bottom line.
Just over a minute has ticked off the clock here in the second round. Angel Martinez aiming to offer some resistance to Omar Juarez. Big left hook. Now Juarez swarming Martinez. Down he goes, but
it looked like a punch to me.
It was a punch, it was a push, there was a lot going on. I understand why the referee didn't count that as a knockdown.
No knockdown according to Bill Clancy, a referee in charge. For Omar Juarez, this will be his first opponent with more than 3 victories. Big right hand by Juarez here in the second.
And Juarez said he wanted to stay busy. He wanted 6 or 7 fights this year. So these guys want to fight. They don't want to sit back and relax and wait till something come up. They want to fight.
And look, guys, they want to get that money is what they want. The closer they move up the ranks, the bigger the paycheck. So let's not get around the elephant in the room.
Escuche.
The bigger fights, the bigger paychecks, creating a bigger name. That's what the sport of boxing is all about.
Moments ago, holding behind the hand, Bill Clancy warning Martinez. So some veteran-like tactics being implored by Martinez.
Big wide shot by Juarez.
Left hook to the body by Omar Juarez. That seemed to shake up Martinez.
I think he's looking for it too much. I think he needs to just let it come.
I agree. I see the eagerness. You know, he's a young man. He just sees prey. You know, that's all he sees in there right now. But he needs to just calm down.
10 segundos, 10 seconds.
We're nearing the end of the second.
5 segundos, 5 seconds.
Omar Juarez, big right hand, backing on Martinez. The to PBC Fight Night here on FS1 with more on Omar Juarez. Here is Jordan Flynn.
Ray, thank you. Omar Juarez wants to make his mark in the boxing ring, but more importantly, outside of it. He is a motivational speaker, and after this fight, he's going back home to host an event called Night to Shine, sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation, as well as our own PBC. It's an event for people with special needs, 14 and up, to enjoy an unforgettable prom night. Really something amazing he's going to be a part of, you guys, and you have to admire him for his selflessness at only 20 years old. Ray?
Well, thank you very much, Jordan. It's clear that the way that he handles himself in and outside the ring, Omar Juarez is not 20 years of age. He has maturity of that of someone in their late 20s.
Yeah, and I agree, especially doing something like that you're 21, so you have your whole life, but he want to help people, you want to make an impact on the world, not just where he's at.
I wasn't thinking about doing anything like that when I was that age, guys. I mean, my goodness. The amount of responsibility he has in giving back to the community is something to admire. Also to admire, Juarez is landing nearly 50% of his power punches thus far in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's constantly walking Martinez down. You know, Martinez is working the jab. He actually has a little bit of a fast jab there, you know. He's trying to be a little slick with his movement. I think it's slightly frustrating Omar because I mean, look at him right now. I mean, he just wants to land the big punches.
Yeah, and like I say, he has over 30 fights. So he's definitely coming in here, want to win this fight. And Martinez, Juarez is having a hard time getting him out of there.
You know, an experienced fighter like Martinez, somebody who has been knocked out throughout his career several times.
No.
He knows what it looks like when someone's trying to get him out of there. He's experienced it several times, and obviously he's learned from it. And I believe, you know, that's what's keeping him working the jab, moving, just relying on simple boxing tactics. He knows, Martinez knows he's not the puncher in there tonight. He's going to have to rely on skills and technique.
Well, for Omar Juarez, he began boxing at age 8, had more than 120 amateur fights, and he's pretty much been born into the sport of boxing, guys.
That's a good thing. That's how you know you're destined for greatness, when you can do it from a little guy coming up and you stick to it like he did.
For Omar Juarez, he's known as El Relámpago, and that translates to the lightning. We'll see if we'll get some thunder behind that lightning. Thunder coming by way of his punches.
You see the lightning or the thunder on his trunks, and he's been throwing big punches early on in this fight.
And it looked like he's relaxing a little bit more, like he's not looking for the knockout as much as he was in the previous round.
Final moments of round 3. Omar Juarez in control thus far in the early going against the veteran Angel Martinez. Martinez gets clocked coming inside. And there is JD's. He's the judge tonight. He's the trainer, Deontay Wilder. He'll have his hands full. Coming up in about 3 weeks' time, Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, matches up with Tyson Fury on pay-per-view February 22nd in Las Vegas. JD's a judge appointed by the state of Mississippi here tonight. JD's the coach in alongside Mark Breland that'll be guiding Deontay Wilder in the battle on February 22nd of pay-per-view. Right now, though, round 4, this one's scheduled through 8. Guys, what's your assessment through the first 3 rounds?
Well, like we were talking a little earlier, you know, I just really think that Omar has been going for the quick stoppage. You know, he was loading up early on. I think he's going to be relaxing. He should understand that it's a scheduled 8-round fight. I'd like to see the jab, and because those big shots up top weren't landing, he's got a guy who's moving around, ducking. He should go back down to the body and just try to break him down that way, and then maybe the headshot will come.
And Martinez is coming to fight. He's not coming to lay down. He's been here before. He's been knocked out 10 times, but he also has 12 knockouts, so he's looking for a knockout as well. Good right hand from Omar.
Juarez unloads a big right hand over the top as a minute has ticked off the clock. Omar Juarez is starting to let his punches flow. Guys, you were talking about it, that he seemed tense. Now I feel like he's just letting his punches go and flow, and that is advantageous to his success.
And we've just seen a few body shots, like I mentioned. You know, I'm pretty sure that he knows that he was missing those big looping shots, and he just sneaked in about 3 left hook to the bodies that I've seen in the last minute.
I agree. I think he needs to do more of it and slow him down, because Martinez is moving.
He's definitely in there with a mover. And as the fundamental of boxers, a lot of trainers will tell you, man, if you're in there with a mover, you got to slow him down by attacking that body.
And that can frustrate you sometimes, especially a young fighter like him, a guy's moving and not fighting. That can definitely frustrate you and get you out your game and make you want to go for the knockout. And it seems like he's doing that.
One for Juarez, it's to not overextend yourself, to realize who's in front of you and what he's trying to do.
I mean, even if he can cut off the ring, it'll be great, because he still have position to fire back his power punches. That's what he needs to do, cut off the ring and step forward to him a little bit and get him anxious to shoot something and counterpunch.
How much of a learning experience is this for Omar Juarez to have to deal with guys that are veterans of 38 fights who don't necessarily go away after the first big power punch connects?
This is exactly what the young fighter needs in his career right now. He's got 6 wins, 4 knockouts. He's only been boxing for less than a year and a half, you know, so he's definitely still got plenty to learn. He's had a great amateur background, but the adversity that he's going through right now is exactly what he needs. Martinez just fighting back right there, showing that he came here. He wants to be felt. He wants his presence to be felt by Juarez here.
Bell's coming.
And there's a shot, another slip. As deemed by Bill Clancy. There was a slip that time, but he got popped earlier in the round. Here's the left hook from Omar Juarez. Welcome back to the Beau Rivage Resort Casino here in Biloxi, Mississippi. Let's send it to Marcos Vegas. How do you have the fight scored thus far, Marcos?
Great. So far, Juarez up big in this fight. He's won all the rounds. I think he's landing the better punches, the more effective punches. The opponent, he's not throwing really anything that's landing or being eye-catching for me to give him any nods in these rounds, to be honest.
Thank you very much, Marcos. Do you agree with Marcos' scorecard that it's across the board for Juarez?
I do. I think he's moving a little bit too much. If he want to do something effective, I think he needs to go to Juarez.
He definitely needs to let his hands go, you know, if he wants to start winning some of these rounds and truly try to make an upset here tonight.
Guys, not trying to borrow a term from Beyonce, but is Martinez trying to be a survivor instead of going ahead and get this victory?
No way. I mean, look at him right now, letting his hands go. You know, this is an 8-round fight. Obviously, they both were starting off a little slow, and now Martinez looks very eager to mix it up. You know, he's felt Omar's power by now.
Stay here. Let me see.
Let's just see how this fight develops.
Where'd he get you? You all right? You sure? No more.
Just like
okay.
a shortness of breath.
Time in.
Put his shoulder.
Yeah, I think the chest. I think there might have been a headbutt on the chest potentially is what
and it could be a little bit of frustration, you know, because if you was really hurt, you wouldn't come back that fast. So it could be a little bit of frustration, but because Martinez is not stopping, he's going to keep coming and keep fighting. He got to find a way to keep him off of him.
There's a big left hook for Omar Juarez.
Yeah, they're both starting to exchange more in this round. They felt each other out. And now the fight is really going down.
Should Juarez be throwing more of his jab to try to get Martinez off balance? Because it's clear that if Juarez were to use the jab, he could maybe frustrate Martinez instead of throwing the big power punches.
He definitely needs to use the jab more and just set up punches. The jab is the key to everything. If you're in trouble, use the jab. If you want to throw a combination, you use that jab first. And they teach you that, you know, in preschool of boxing.
Juarez could potentially be trying to get that highlight reel knockout, Keith.
Definitely, you know, he's young, he's strong. I remember what it was like early on in my career. You know, KOs for life was my motto. You know, so I feel the young man. There was a big
No, nice and clean.
I could hear the power off of it.
Let's go.
but it just clipped him. It wasn't solid contact. But, you know, you just need to stay calm, cool, collective, work punches from multiple different angles.
Right now, Angel Martinez is looking to close the distance against Omar Juarez, but Juarez seems to be so relaxed inside the ring. We're starting to see a maturation from Juarez as he's just so relaxed. He's not at all flustered whatsoever.
10 seconds.
He's just going to work.
And even though he's a power puncher, I'm actually improved with his footwork. It's actually surprising watching him slightly.
Welcome back to PBC Fight Night, gentlemen. Take a look at some of the action with some pushes.
Definitely, I think Juarez is just a little bit frustrated on you know, that he can't get Martinez out of there. He needs to, like you say, be calm, cool, and relax in there, and maybe it'll come. But Martinez is not going nowhere from what I see.
It's his experience. You know, he's been here many times. He's been a professional for over 10 years, you know, so it's understanding that the young fighter would be getting a little frustrated, but at the end of the day, he needs to just listen to his corner and execute the game plan.
Some mind games potentially from Angel Martinez, and we talked about the jab. 5 jabs landed for Juarez in the first. He only landed 4 in the next 3 rounds combined. So I think that just goes to show that Juarez should be using his jab a little bit more to set up those power punches.
And he just threw a triple jab trying to back up Martinez. So maybe his corner mentioned something about utilizing the jab a little bit more this round.
Just keeping him off. That jab will keep him off and frustrate a guy.
Juarez looking for that opening. You know he wants to finish off Angel Martinez here this evening down here in Biloxi.
Just missing with that overhand right.
Right! No, no!
Omar Juarez also sparred with Brendan Figueroa of Weslaco, Texas. Figueroa, a champion, undefeated. Using that jab is Omar Juarez.
Omar slowing down. I saw him take a breath a few moments ago. He literally just took a deep breath right in front of me, and, you know, a little inactive. I think he's trying to gather himself.
To the point, Keith, is he trying to conserve himself for the final 2 rounds?
Most definitely, this is a new experience for him. You know, fighting an 8-round fight. You know, we don't know how he trained. He's very confident, but like we said earlier, he was trying to throw big punches early on, and that takes a lot of energy.
I agree with Keith.
Look at his hands lately.
Yep, I agree. When you're throwing power punches and you're missing a lot of them power punches, that take more from you than hitting the guy with it.
Omar Juarez isn't used to necessarily going this distance. 6 fights have lasted 18 rounds, so he's averaging 3 rounds per fight. So that has nearly doubled that activity level here in this fight.
This is exactly what he needed, a nice veteran like this, somebody that's going to give the young, strong fighter rounds. And, you know, slightly frustrating. You know, he's kind of having an easy and not so easy night.
Well, mentally, he kind of plays games with you because Martinez isn't going away anytime soon.
I don't see it. He's like Steve and I've been saying, and you even said it. He's a veteran. He's been doing it for 10 years. He has over 30 fights. He's seen it all, and he's just been there.
5 seconds.
Omar Juarez is entering new territory. He's never been past the 6th. That all changes right after this.
You know, for me, whenever I watch the Super Bowl, I just want to see a great game. You know, if I'm going to spend my time in front of the TV, I just want to see pretty much what I want to see out of a boxing match. You know, I just want to see a great show.
I am going. So who are you leaning towards? You're not leaning to anybody?
Nope, I'm a playmaker. They can both make great plays, and I'll enjoy it.
All right, well, I will break. I will lean with Anthony towards the Kansas City Chiefs. Back to boxing. Omar Juarez is teeing off on Angel Martinez here in the 7th. Juarez starting off this 7th with more urgency.
No. Don't do that again. No mas.
Is he trying to borrow a term from Roberto Duran? No mas?
He's just
Meaning
being
no
very,
more.
he's just being very adamant as a referee. He didn't like the move, pushing the head down. We want clean boxing in here.
So Bill Clancy warned Angel Martinez about pushing the head down of Omar Juarez. And again, when you're in there against a veteran, expect anything.
You got to. Tricks and trades coming with this game.
A minute has ticked off the clock here in the 7th. When you go into the 7th round for the first time, Keith and Anthony, what goes through your mind?
Box.
Just staying calm. You got to stay calm. And with this guy, you kind of know you're going a distance, so you stay calm and you do what your corner tells you to do.
And I believe that Omar Juarez, you know, he probably definitely has some reserve in his tank, but I think he knows that this most likely will go the distance from here on out. Oh, there it goes. Wrong Thurman might be.
And put him down. And he's still a little wobble right now.
Omar Juarez trying to close out Angel Martinez. Can he get the finish?
The moment that we thought it wasn't going to come, it came. Just like we were talking about earlier, he needed to be relaxed. When he finally stayed calm, cool, and collected, the knockdown came.
You sure?
Omar Juarez has 53
And he's
seconds
bleeding
to try to
somewhere.
close
He's
the show.
cut somewhere.
Might be on the hairline.
In the back of the ear, on the head, on the top of the head, on the crown of it.
No.
Angel Martinez has a cut on the top of his skull. And right now, Omar Juarez, he got the knockdown he was looking for. Can he get the finish?
Once again, he just needs to approach nice and relaxed. You know, it was a sneaky little left hook that did it. He just missed with a big right hand. He connected with that one.
It's the things that the fighters don't see. And it didn't have to even have to be that hard, but it put him down because he didn't see it coming. That's what relaxation will do to you and composure will do to you in this boxing.
Nearing the end of the 7th. Omar Juarez in control with the knockdown. We'll take a look back and revisit that knockdown. Keith and Anthony, talk us behind what you saw.
Just came over with a counter punch. He threw a left hook to the body, and he came with his hands down. He counter hooked him.
I mean, they were just in the pocket, ready to trade, and one fighter got the best of the exchange.
And the ref said it was an accidental headbutt to the back of the head that would cause a cut.
There was that left hook, and you look at the body language of Angel Martinez, and there's a cut very deep.
And it shouldn't affect him because it's not nowhere near his face. I think it'll roll behind his ear or anything, but that shouldn't have an effect on him.
Marcos, as we approach the final round, how do you have it?
Juarez at this point, 70-62. That was a big knockdown that he got. I think, you know, up before that, the awkwardness and timing of Martinez has stopped Juarez from landing consecutive cleanly landed punches. But I think overall, Martinez just hasn't put anything together to score these rounds to his favor. So I have Omar Juarez up big in this.
Gentlemen, do you agree with that assessment?
Definitely, I definitely agree. Juarez has been walking him down. You know, he's been pressuring. He's been throwing more punches. You know, Angel Martinez, he's been frustrating him. He's been elusive for the most part, besides the knockdown in the last round. He's giving him a good fight.
Anthony, not that it would have made a difference, but how big was that knockdown for Omar Juarez for his mental psyche and his confidence?
I think it was good because he needed that boost to do what he's doing now. He's trying to get him out of there. But like me and Keith been saying, you can't try too hard for a knockout because it won't come. The guy is prepared for you to do that because of that.
And it might not happen today because he's not in there with a puncher. But if you want it too much, you get too eager, and you happen to be there in with a puncher, he can be caught in the future. So hopefully he learns and takes the proper steps moving on forward.
We're watching Omar Juarez grow up right before our very eyes. He's only 20. He will be 21 in June, and already he's gotten national television exposure. And deservedly so for what we've seen here tonight, to be able to go out and get that knockdown in the 7th.
It definitely shows you that, you know, he's well prepared for these kind of fights. You know, even with just a year and a half of being a pro, you know, I took more time than that before I stepped up to my first 8-rounder. What about you?
I did too. I think I was, I don't even know what my record was before I did it. So I know it was a 4-rounder. I was 5-0. So 8 fights, you know, he's stepping up big time.
Well, as they say, patience is a virtue.
6 fights, correction.
It's an overhand right followed by a left hook from Omar Juarez.
Martinez blocked him, but I could hear the power attached to those 2 punches.
I would not want to be on the receiving end of any of those shots being delivered by Omar Juarez. There's a right hand as Martinez came forward. Looked like Juarez's foot got caught on the bottom rope for a brief moment. Omar Juarez has looked solid here tonight in a workmanlike performance against the 38-fight veteran Angel Martinez.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Juarez clobbers Martinez with the right hand, and that ends the fight as they both touch no sign of respect. But Omar Juarez likely in line to remain undefeated.
Yeah.
Most definitely, it was a dominating performance right there by Omar Juarez. You know, Angel Martinez, he was a game fighter. He came, he gave the young buck, you know, all that he had.
And towards the end of the round, I believe there was an elbow. Wow, look at that. Man.
And that is a veteran move. You know, you do that because it's a hook. I think the ref seen it, and that's why he jumped in the way that he did.
Well, thankfully that didn't connect. Otherwise, it could have caused a significant laceration. But the knockdown in the 7th for Omar Juarez as we get a picture-perfect look. That left hook dropping on Angel Martinez. Will come back with the decision. And some of the action from Omar Juarez and Angel Martinez, including that knockdown in the 7th.
A beautiful left hook. A punch that he wanted all night long, and he happened to get in the 7th.
Off the counter punch, Martinez threw it right to the body, left hook through the body, and he came over the top with his hands down and caught him.
Let's take a look at the punch stats and break down the numbers. Keith and Anthony.
You know, like we were saying, you know, Martinez's style, he was a little invasive. So when you look at these punch stats here, you know, Omar, he threw a lot. He did land more punches, over twice as much as Martinez, but I know deep down, especially how eager he was in the start of the fight, that he did not get to land as many as he hoped to land this fight.
Definitely, I think he was just too anxious, too tight in there, and didn't relax. When he relaxed, things happen, and as we've seen with that knockdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. The judges scored the contest 80-71, 80-71, and 79-73, all for your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, Omar and Relampago Juarez. So Omar Juarez remains undefeated, escalating his record to 7-0, and a learning moment for one Omar Juarez with the victory.